ज्यादा से ज्यादा ये मेरा क्या कर लेंगे भाई? नहीं बताइए क्या कर लेंगे? अरे हम तो फकीर आदमी हैं, झोला लेके चल पड़ेंगे जी।
Yes, the fakiri which Modi ji is referring to just put a deep dent in the taxpayers' pocket to a tune of a whopping 8,500 crores. Yes, you heard that right. But wait, isn't our GDP at minus 23.9%? Didn't our country go from the world's fastest growing economy to the fastest slowing economy in just a matter of months? Don't we read in the news every day that farmers commit suicide every day in this country? How far do you think India ranks in the global index for women's safety? Don't you think our education system needs a positive change? Because every year it churns out more people to serve rather than to lead. Aren't we in the second spot for the highest COVID-19 cases in the world? Which clearly shows how our healthcare system has been faring all along. Well, these are all important questions which require proactive government intervention. Amidst all of this chaos, and among other pressing issues as well, the central government decided to go ahead and spend 8,500 crores on just 2 aeroplanes, which will be used exclusively by 3 people. The President, the Vice President, yes, and the Prime Minister, of course. Hello, my name is Amir from the Upfront, and please join me in getting to know the one thing that the government would rather spend huge amount of money on than on other pressing issues.
लेकिन एक चीज साफ दिखती है मोदी जी कि आपको अपने लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए। एक फकीरी है आपके स्वभाव। ये कहां से आई? क्या आप हमेशा से ऐसे ही थे या धीरे धीरे फकीरी आती चली गई?
Yes, you heard that question right. Since 2014, this fakiri has come dheere dheere for our Modi ji, and ultimately in 2020, our Honorable Prime Minister will be flying around the world very soon in a Boeing 777 aircraft worth about 4,350 crores each. The brand new aircraft, also known as the Chariot of the Skies, flew into the country last month straight from Texas, USA. The Boeing 777 is equipped with the state-of-the-art communication and defense systems and is likely to start international VVIP flights by the next month. The plane is also retrofitted with advanced security systems to jam and defeat any hostile incoming missiles and has encrypted communication facilities. From the past 25 years, the Boeing 747s of Air India has flown important state dignitaries across the world as Air India One. Now, the Boeing 777 will replace the aging jumbo 747 planes. The earlier plane in use, that is the Boeing 747, required a stopover in Europe while flying between India and America. But the new aircraft Boeing 777 can fly non-stop to any place on earth from Delhi. Especially, these planes are customized to accommodate big cabins with bedrooms for the VVIP passengers, apart from a conference room, a mini hospital, and even a special customized office for the Prime Minister in order for him to conduct government proceedings. This deal to acquire the twin-engine jumbo jets had actually been signed during the previous UPA regime, which the current ruling party brought to its conclusion. But don't you think that when the deal was signed under the previous government, the country wasn't going through a severe economic crisis and was certainly not the fastest slowing economy? The current challenging circumstances should have been enough to postpone the purchase of these planes, and the funds could have been directed instead for more developmental projects which are vital for rejuvenating our economy. Well, you may ask, what is wrong with the central government getting an upgrade for the security and safety of the highest officials of the state. The question is not what is wrong, but rather why is it wrong for the government to spend so much in testing times such as these? Well, no doubt it is for the most powerful man in the country. But isn't it obvious that in the backdrop lurk some of the country's toughest challenges since its independence? And traveling in such exorbitant luxury, in such testing times such as these, reflects poorly upon us, as it is bound to show the extreme disparity prevalent in our country. Well, since we are talking about exorbitant luxury and excessive expenditure, let me tell you a little bit about some of the wasteful expenditures done by the government since 2014. Statue of Unity. Over 2,900 crores were spent on the construction of a statue in Gujarat in the honor of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Let me tell you as to how this money could have been used in a much better way. Accordingly, this money could have been used instead to fund 2 new Indian Institute of Technology campuses, 5 new IIM campuses, Indian Institute of Management, and 6 ISRO missions to Mars. Moreover, the construction cost could have been used to irrigate 40,192 hectares of land. It could have been used to renovate 162 irrigation schemes and could have been used to construct over 400 small check dams, which is very essential for providing irrigation and also essential for reducing the incessant flooding which takes place almost every year in different parts of the country. Advertising. The central government has spent far more money on advertising in political rallies than it has disclosed so far. This was stated by RTI activist Mr. Anil Galgali, who had submitted 2 RTI applications in the parliament in regards to this. The central government has spent close to 4,300 crores only on advertisements and publicity through different media. Let me give you an example. During the month of June 2020, the ruling party installed 70,000 LED TVs across the state of West Bengal to broadcast Union Minister Amit Shah's virtual rally. This was done when the state was reeling under the devastating effects of Cyclone Amphan and while India was struggling desperately against the coronavirus crisis. Critics have pointed out that the Modi government in its first term spent substantial amount of money on building the personal brand of the Prime Minister and on furthering the ruling party's political agenda. That same amount of money could have been utilized and funded for setting up institutions of national importance and welfare schemes which are very much in the public interest. Name change politics. Well, the recent changes in the names of different cities, like the renaming of Allahabad as Pragyaraj and the changing of the name of Mughal Sarai Junction as Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Junction, came to me as a rude cultural shock. Actually, more proposals are coming in to change the name of Hyderabad to Bhagyanagar and Ahmedabad to Karnavati. And many more name-changing frenzy has been taken up by the ruling government. The changing of the names results in the loss of millions of rupees. Well, this involves changing the huge amount of paperwork, signboards, the big changes in every government function, and the huge amount of office documents which require a change. Let me give you an example. The name change of Allahabad to Pragyaraj will cost more than 900 crore rupees.
इलाहाबाद को प्रयागराज करने में कई 100 करोड़ रुपया खर्च होंगे, जिससे कई फैक्ट्रियां बन सकती थी। उस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया इस सरकार ने। सरकार ने लोगों के रोजगार पर ध्यान नहीं दिया, केवल नाम बदलने पर ध्यान दिया है।
There is no doubt that the most important heads of our country require safety and security and safe passage when they are traveling. But the real questions are, was it really important to buy such luxurious means of travel when farmers and depressed sections of the society are still caught up in a chronic circle of poverty? Such kind of exorbitant spending may be okay for a country like America, which has a strong economy. But is it really okay for a country like India, which is going through one of its worst GDP growth rates, and the ever-rising agrarian crisis? Shouldn't our leaders set their priorities straight and seek proactive ways towards eliminating poverty, towards upliftment of education, towards improving our healthcare systems, rather than spending excess money on building statues and traveling in luxurious planes? Is the idea of politicians and leaders living a simple, austere life as an example for the common man too far-fetched? These are all these are all 1,000 crore questions which we as a responsible citizens have to answer.
भाइयों बहनों, ये फकीरी है जिसने मुझे गरीबों के लिए लड़ने की ताकत दी है भाइयों.
Lastly, to put it out there for you all, if you had the opportunity to be the PM of India and were given 8,500 crores, which option would you opt for? A luxury plane? Building your own statue? Helping the farmers? Or by eradicating poverty? Please share your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you. If you like our channel and the content which we provide, please subscribe, share and like, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for our updates.